Hello friends, today we are in Nalanda. Nestled in the plains of Bihar lies the silent yet magnificent remains of one of humanity's greatest center of learning, Nalanda University. Our journey begins at the main entrance to the archaeological complex. Standing here, it is difficult to imagine that these peaceful grounds were once among the busiest educational centers in the ancient world. As you walk through the gate, notice how the landscape opens up before you. The ruins are carefully arranged in a north south axis with monasteries on one side and temples on the other. The bricks beneath your feet are not modern reconstructions. Many of them have survived for over 1,000 years. Every step here feels like stepping back in time. Imagine monks in saffron robes hurrying to lectures, students discussing philosophy under shady trees, travelers arriving after months of arduous journeys carrying manuscripts and dreams. We enter what was once known as Nalanda Mahavihara. The word Mahavihara means a great monastery, but Nalanda was far more than a monastery. It was a vast campus with lecture halls, meditation chambers, temples, libraries, and residential quarters. Chinese pilgrim Xuanzang, who studied here in the 7th century, described Nalanda as a place of immense prestige. Admission was difficult. Prospective students had to pass rigorous oral examinations. Only most brilliant minds earned the privilege of studying here. Standing at this gate, one can almost imagine scholars arriving from distant lands filled with anticipation. Crossing this threshold was entering a world devoted entirely to learning. At monastery number 1, this is among the largest and best preserved monasteries in Nalanda. Take a moment to absorb its layout. Rows of monk cells surround an open courtyard. At the center once stood a shrine. Each room housed students or teachers. Simple spaces, yet within these modest walls, profound ideas were born. Imagine walking before dawn, the sound of bells echoing through the campus, students gathering for meditation before beginning long hours of study. The curriculum here was astonishingly diverse. Buddhist philosophy, logic, Sanskrit grammar, astronomy, medicine, and mathematics were taught with exceptional rigor. Scholars debated difficult questions with passion and respect. Knowledge was not memorized, it was questioned, refined, and expanded. Monastery number 1 was not just a residence, it was a living laboratory of human thought. The structure you see is a private bathroom. The structure here and wastewater conduits were constructed from durable red bricks, plastered with lime and sand to prevent leaks. The ancient plumbing and drainage networks were so masterfully designed that even today, after centuries, they efficiently drain rainwater out of the ruins. As we stand here in monastery number 1, a mysterious incident comes to mind. This is the remarkable story associated with the prince from Bhutan's royal family. As a young boy, he reportedly spoke about the ancient Nalanda University, describing it as if he had once lived and studied there. At first, his family thought it was simply a child's imagination. But when they brought him to the ruins of Nalanda here, the prince allegedly recognized locations and spoke about areas where he claimed to have studied and meditated in a previous life. According to the story, he even mentioned details about his former teachers and life as a Buddhist scholar. These claims amazed many people and sparked discussions about reincarnation. Towering before us is perhaps the most iconic structure of Nalanda, the Sariputta Stupa. Named after Sariputta, one of Buddha's chief disciples, this massive monument dominates the entire complex. Its layered terraces rise majestically above the surrounding ruins. Look closely. Small stairways climb the structure. Hidden niches once held beautiful statues of Buddha. The stupa we see today is the result of several stages of expansion over centuries. Each generation added something new, a tribute to their devotion. Standing here, one feels the spiritual significance of this place. Pilgrims once circumambulated this monument in prayer. Monks meditated nearby. Students reflected on profound teachings. Not empty, but sacred. And As the breeze moves gently across these ancient bricks, the Sariputta Stupa continues to stand as a timeless symbol of wisdom and faith. Ahead lies one of the most legendary places in Nalanda, the Dharmaganja, the treasury of truth. Nalanda's library was among the largest in the ancient world. Historical accounts suggest it consisted of multiple buildings housing countless manuscripts, texts on philosophy, medicine, astronomy, grammar, mathematics, religion, and sciences from various cultures. Scholars came here not merely to read, but to preserve and expand human knowledge. Sadly, this library is also linked to one of history's greatest tragedies. In the late 12th century, invading forces destroyed Nalanda. The library was set ablaze. Some accounts say the manuscripts burned for months. The story reminds us how fragile the knowledge can be. Even today, you can observe blackened bricks standing evidence to the destruction. Standing here today, among the remains of Dharmaganja, one cannot help but feel both sorrow and admiration. We now arrive at temple number 12. Its elevated platform and layered architecture reveal the sophistication of Nalanda's builders. This temple once housed sacred images and served as an important place of worship. Observe the intricate brickwork. Ancient architects achieved elegance without relying on grand ornamentation. Their designs balanced spirituality with geometry. The temple reflects how seamlessly education and faith coexisted at Nalanda. Learning was not separated from ethics. Knowledge was meant to enlighten both the mind and the spirit. number 14 stands quietly nearby. Though smaller in scale, it possesses a unique charm. Archaeologists discovered numerous sculptures and decorative fragments around this structure. These findings reveal the artistic richness of Nalanda. Imagine colorful murals, gracefully carved statues, the fragrance of incense floating through the air. The temple would have been vibrant and alive. Today, its weathered walls tell a different story, a story of endurance. Even in ruin, beauty remains. Now we are at temple number 13. The layout here reflects several phases of construction. Structures evolved over centuries as rulers, monks, and patrons expanded the campus. History here is layered. Every brick belongs to a different chapter. Some walls date back to the Gupta period, others belong to later dynasties. Temple number 13 reminds us that Nalanda was never static. It was constantly growing, adopting, reinventing itself, much like the knowledge itself. We now enter monastery number 9. Compared to the grander structures, this monastery feels more intimate. Its modest rooms and quiet courtyard evoke everyday life. This is where students studied late into the evening, where teachers mentored disciples, where friendships formed across cultures and languages. Imagine conversations here. A scholar from China discussing philosophy with a monk from Bengal. A physician sharing medicinal knowledge with students from distant lands. Nalanda was truly global. long before the modern concept of international universities existed. And monastery number 9 beautifully captures that spirit of intellectual community. Now we are seeing monastery number 6. This structure reveals the remarkable planning of Nalanda's campus. Notice the symmetry, the arrangement of cells, the central courtyard designed to encourage interaction and contemplation. Life here followed a disciplined rhythm: study, meditation, debate, reflection. For centuries, these spaces nurtured some of the finest minds of the ancient world. And even now, standing amid these ruins, one senses an enduring energy, a quiet reminder that civilization may fade, but the purest pursuit of knowledge never truly ends. As our journey through Nalanda comes to an end, the ruins behind us seem less like remnants of the past and more like messages from the future. Nalanda teaches us that greatness is not measured by wealth or power, it is measured by curiosity, by compassion, by the courage to seek truth. Empires rose and fell, buildings were destroyed, libraries burned, yet the ideals nurtured here survived. And perhaps that Nalanda's greatest lesson: knowledge, when shared, becomes immortal. Thank you for joining this walk through one of history's most extraordinary universities. Until our next journey, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep the spirit of Nalanda alive.